Hi friend, I'm Trisha Taylor. I'm a personal stylist and confidence coach, and I am here today to tell you how to use style as a tool to gain visibility in your business, to show up authentically, and to like what you're wearing in your photos. I teach online entrepreneurs how to use style as a tool, and I'm here today with Ashley Shaw, social selling expert, and she's gonna teach us how to get visibly aligned, to tell a story with our photos so we can start attracting all of our soulmate clients. I'm so excited to talk to you about your journey to becoming this amazing social selling expert. You have a really cool story, and I would love for you to tell us and teach us how you got here, gained this visibility, and really exploded in this space.
I was born into a Gold's Gym family. So
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah, my parents were both entrepreneurs. And so that's how I sort of got started in the fitness industry as a kid. My mom was an aerobics instructor, my dad was a bodybuilder. So I started off on that path just when I was growing up and really learning from my parents. And then I went to school for English literature and thought that one day I wanted to be a writer. So those paths felt like they were very disjointed and not connected at all. And when I got out of school, I moved into the personal training field. So obviously, again, like felt a little bit disjointed with what my degree had done for me and what I had learned. But it's one of those things, like the dots always connect and you can't see it moving forwards. But when you look back, you can always see how your paths converged and brought you to that place. So after working in corporate for about, it would have been 14 years, I decided that it was time that I put my copywriting skills and that English literature degree to use. And I really wanted to help people in the fitness industry. So that's how those two things sort of came together.
That is so cool. You know, I love the way you said that, how you connected the dots looking back, but it's so hard to see that moving forward. And I think so many of us feel like lost sometimes. We're missing the clarity on what action to take, and it halts us from getting visible and reaching more clients because we're just kind of lost in the struggle and hustle of it all. And instead, you took all of these little puzzle pieces and you made this incredible niche market for yourself, and you're able to serve these fitness coaches in an incredible way. Because so many of us did not grow up wanting to be writers, right? That's like a scary thing, having to tell stories and connect vulnerably on social media. This is a really exciting tool to have in our toolbox as an entrepreneur. Very cool.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that everyone, I call it like sort of being like this magical unicorn. We have these like unicorn skills, what our sweet spot is, what we love doing, what we're born to do, and then how our skills and education bring that together. And I think that when you can connect those dots and really find out what you should be doing and not basing it on the external factors, but looking internally first, bringing that to life is where the real magic happens and where you start attracting those dream clients, and not doing it the other way, like looking at what you think you should be and then working backwards. It's about starting from the inside and then having that showcase itself on the outside.
Oh my gosh, yes. Where were you when I started my journey? Oh my gosh, it's true. We get stuck in comparison-itis land, right? And we're worried about all the other people, and you're right, we are special magical unicorns, and we just need to figure out what's on the inside and actually put it on the outside. So I love that you said that, because I do that with my clients, and I think that you do that with yours too. We just have different tools, right? And resources available to us naturally. And so it's really exciting that you've developed yours in this way. I'm so curious, when you're creative in this way and you're so good at putting pen to paper, or like thumbs to, you know, like Instagram.
Keyboard,
there you go. It's hard to get vulnerable in front of the camera, right? It's hard to actually be seen.
Yeah.
How did you find like the motivation to get out there and do social selling? Because it took me a long time to feel confident in front of the camera, not behind the scenes helping everybody else make all the magic happen.
For sure. Well, I think when you've refined that message, you understand who you are and who you want to serve. It's like anybody else sort of fades into the background. And when you start working with people that you truly enjoy helping and your cup is full, but you start showing up for the people that you've always wanted to help. And there's something so beautiful about that connection that, you know, when they're thanking you, when they're asking you for more, like, how can you not want to show up and serve them? You know, it's these beautiful things that happens when you get really real about who you are and who you want to serve. And then it's this relationship that the more you give, the more you get. So it's like this beautiful thing that happens.
Yeah, it takes a while, right? First, so to get that first boost of confidence to get out there. So I love that you're giving us that wisdom, right? You've been there, you've been in the trenches, you've taken those steps, and this is what you're seeing. So I think that confidence, that knowing that is there for you when you get visible, when you just show up and start serving, you get all that goodness back. That's very cool. So how did you figure out visibility was how you grow on social?
Well, I think what I started to realize is that the more that I started to refine my message, and I always liken it to like actually going back to like childhood, who we were before anyone told us no, before we were told, oh no, you can't wear that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you've got to fit in these like confines of sort of society. When we can like unchain those shackles and really realize who we really always were and become more of that person, I think it becomes more like, it's like easier and easier to show up as yourself. And what's beautiful about the relationship of how you and I have worked together and working with you as my stylist is that I always felt like how I was showing up, like the words came easy. They always have, that's been my thing. But my style and how I reflected myself didn't. And it was that ability for you to see what my brand was and how I wanted to show up, that all of a sudden that came to life on camera as now all of a sudden a full package. And I had never had that before, to be able to show up how I really felt on the inside. So that's been a beautiful transformation that you've given me in this process.
It was such a fun story to put together. As a stylist, it is a pleasure to work with someone who has so much clarity on who they are, who they want to be. In fact, I'm wearing my leopard for you today because she's so strong in her personality. She knows how she wants to be seen, how she wants to show up. And we have this woven through her wardrobe. And so on your last brand photo shoot, you have to tell me, like, how did you see a difference in this last branding photo shoot when you had all of the pieces together in your batch wardrobe to really tell a visual story versus maybe your first photo shoot or your second when you were just kind of dipping your toes in the water?
Well, I think in any other photo shoot, I was concerned about how to show up on camera. And if you were to look at my closet, it would have been 50% black. Like I didn't realize it, but I was really trying to hide. I was trying to minimize everything. And the truth is that when it comes to my brand, it's actually about standing out and showing up as you truly are. So if you were to look at my closet, it resembled my brand before as to like, I have the words, but I'm not showing up as I truly am. And then the after was, I was wearing all these things that were like big and bold, but there was so much confidence behind it because it really represented my personality. And so the photos came out and there was just a huge difference. Like you could see it in everything that I was saying and how everything from my smile to how I felt after looking at them. Because I think we've all had those photo shoots before where, you know, you spend all that money, you carefully plan out, okay, I'm gonna wear this, this, and this, which in my case was like black sweater, black pants, black scarf, like all the black. And then you can't do, it's really hard to do anything with those photos after because you're trying to hide. And so having these photos after was like, you could look at the photo and as they say, every photo is worth 1,000 words. It's like you could see the brand jumping like off the screen, which had never happened before. So that was from all the styling and photos
that is from you,
did.
1000%. You know what's so cool is when we were getting to know each other more throughout this process, you shared something that you want your clients, your people to know from you when they just see your photo. Because it is like a handshake or like a high five, hello, right? To come invite them to read further. So how is it, what was the word that you wanted to embody?
Freedom! The word was freedom. It was definitely freedom. It's something that when I think about that word, for all of the people in social selling that I help serve, it's all about creating freedom in their business, in their revenue, in their life. And that's something that I really wanted to come across in every, not only photo we took, but every video that we did. And that was something that was just a home run in everything that came out.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I definitely felt that in every shot that I saw from you. And I feel that in person too, right? I think that this confidence transition, not only from like in front of the screen, but it's now transferred like into life, wearing all of these beautiful things and showing up as the big, bold, beautiful, free woman that you are. And so it just inspires everybody watching to just step up too. Okay, so Ashley, you have created this dynamic storytelling, both visual and through your copy. Can you tell us what advice, what words of wisdom and encouragement would you give to a former version of yourself, a woman who's just exiting the corporate field or trying to dip their toes into this entrepreneurial space?
The one thing that I hear most often from anyone in social selling, anybody that is using social media to really get their message out there, is oftentimes they're afraid of upsetting the apple cart. And what I mean by that is that they're afraid of like making certain people maybe upset with their message, and they're not really willing to stick to the essence of what they really do. And I think the sooner that you can decide who you want to help and who your ideal customer is and be speaking directly to them, the more visible that you can become at a much faster pace. Because when we hide and when we try to be pleasing to everyone, you're pleasing to no one. So it's about really knowing who your audience is, sticking to who you want to help and how you're going to help them, and then staying in that lane. Like that is really, really important, because otherwise I think it gets lost in a sea of sameness. And that internal gut instinct of who you want to help and how you want to serve them should be that guiding compass for how you move forward in your business.
And that just makes things so much easier, right? The clarity that you get from serving that one person. It feels counterintuitive though, right? Doesn't it?
It does,
when you're first starting out,
it's hard.
You just cast a wide net because you want it all.
Yeah.
Right? We're trying to create some income here and some flow.
Yeah.
And it feels scary to niche down like that. I think that's incredible. That's amazing. So what would you say to someone who's not sure how to niche down? What first step would they take to find and target this person?
I think we all have these values that are really important to us. There are certain things when you think about them that make you feel really good about something, or make you like almost feel angry about certain things, right? So this is how you create those polarizing views. And if you were to, let's say, for example, read some statements about your industry or who you're trying to serve, you can determine, yes, I agree with that, or no, I don't. And then how you start to put it out there is you start to share those opinions and views. And you're gonna see right away who are the people that agree with you. Learn as much as you can about them, because they are your ideal people. And anybody that doesn't, like, they aren't your people. So you're not there to serve them, and their business is none of your business. So you just move forward.
Oh, my God. I just want to end on thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You dropped so many incredible truth and knowledge bombs all over the place. You are getting our social selling courage up. And I just can't wait to show up like a special magical unicorn. And I hope that you join me. So thank you so much for joining us, Ashley. And I cannot wait to go over your batch wardrobe in the next video. Oh my gosh, every single look that you walk in gets better than the last one. And that's what I'm talking about when I keep saying batch wardrobe. So she can do her social selling magic with ease.